Good morning, Brother Brown. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Can't complain at all. Can't complain at
you?
all.
Okay.
I tell you. Look. So yes, things going okay down there?
Things are going pretty good. We're having a rainy day.
Okay. We actually have a little
But
bit of
it's just
snow up here.
raining. It's just raining.
Okay, not a problem. The earth needs rain, so we need that anyway.
Earth
So
needs the
yes,
rain. We need the rain.
exactly. So cool. Righty.
All right,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock and it's now time for Dr. Christopher Brown with Health Facts. Dr. Brown, you're on the air.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Brother Brown. Brother Brown, always good to hear from you. And for listeners, always good to be alive and able to address your issues. So you're locked into WVOE, the voice of Ebony, where your health is our heartbeat. I'm your host, Dr. Christopher Brown, president and founder of Pressure MD, welcoming you to another enriching session of Health Facts, where the show where wisdom meets wellness and knowledge is always in season. So today, what we're going to talk about over the next 15 to 20 minutes, decided that since the new year is coming up pretty quickly and people are going to start doing their resolutions, what we're going to talk about is setting health goals for the new year. So 20,
Okay.
yeah, so 2025 is coming up on us fast. And one of the things I wanted to talk to people about is setting health goals. And setting health goals is at least a little bit different than simple resolutions. A lot of times people set these resolutions and by they set the health resolution on January 1, and by February 1, pretty much gone. So we want to switch our mindset to setting health goals. And so a health goal is a little bit better defined,
Mm-hmm.
and it's designed to kind of get you in a kind of a different mindset. And so we're going to talk about how to what these health goals are and how to set them for the new year's to set you up for a more successful and a healthier 2025. Okay, so so the importance of health goals. I'm going to start with that first. So setting health goals isn't just about New Year's resolutions that fade by February. Like I said, a lot of people by February, those resolutions are gone. Some people break their resolution before the end of the first week. So, that's what we're going to, so we wanted to talk about that a little bit. So it's about creating, health goals are about creating a roadmap for a healthier, happier you. Okay. And the reason why that matters is that number one, direction. So if you set a goal, goals give you direction. They give you a clear path to follow. So that's number one. Number two, motivation. They provide a reason to make better choices daily. And so make those choices on a daily basis. So they provide a motivation, and that motivation can help you with discipline. We'll talk about the difference between the two a little later on in this program. Also, measurable progress. So if a properly set goal allows you to measure your progress, how well you're achieving that particular goal, so you can see how far you've come and where you from where you started. And then also improved health outcomes. So, like I said, people that set health goals are more likely to see improvements in their overall health. Okay. And so remember, like I said, we're Christian here. So, of course, we can talk about it. So, Proverbs 29:18 tells us where there is no vision, the people perish. So, we're going to work on creating a vision for your health. Okay. So, now, all right. So, that's the importance of health goals, kind of what health goals are. And so what we're going to talk about next is kind of effective goal setting strategies. Okay. So how do we set a goal that will stick? How we set a goal that we can achieve? And so there's something called SMART. And it's what we call it, kind of an acronym, basically. And basically, it's a set of letters that spell a word that stand for something. So you want to be smart, SMART. So the S stands for specific. So saying, "Oh, I want to be healthier." Well, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, that's really vague. So what we want to do, we'll set something that's really specific. Okay. So say I will walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. I will walk for 15 minutes 5 days a week. I will walk for 5 minutes 3 days a week. This is a specific task to accomplish. So whatever it is, it doesn't have to be big. It can be small, but like I said, you want to be specific about what your goal about what that goal is. Okay. Number two, you want it to be measurable. Okay. So, you want something that you can track the progress. So going back to that walking. So if you say you want to walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, that is measurable. Number one, yeah, like I said, it's 5 days a week. So you got 7 days. You can mark down which days you actually walk. And not only that, you can mark down how long you walk. Set your clock or your timer, walk until those 30 minutes are over. Say something happens and you can only walk 10 minutes. Okay, so 4 days you walk 30 minutes. The fifth day you walk 10 minutes. But guess what? You're measuring this. So this is not a non-specific goal. You're measuring how well you stuck to that goal. So that leaves it measurable. So not only how many days a week, but how long. Okay. Say that you want to do weights and you want to start with, I'm going to lift a 5 pound dumbbell, 2 days a week, and then I'm going to increase from five. I want a goal of lifting a 20 pound dumbbell, and I'm gonna set that for, say, 8 weeks down the line. Then, like I said, now you got something you can measure. So when you go from 5 pounds to 6 pounds, 6 pounds to 7 pounds, you have something that you can actually measure there. Okay. So we talked about being specific. We talk about being measurable, and then achievable. Start small and build up. This is extremely important. Start small and build up. This is especially for those of you who have been what we call sedentary. You really don't, you kind of go to work, sit down at the desk all day, come back, and you're eating, you eat dinner and then you sit down and watch Netflix. Yeah, that's what we call sedentary. So you're not really active at all. You definitely want to start small and build up. And I'd say even more than that, you kind of want to make sure you go to get a nice physical. I'm going to talk about it all the time. Get you a physical, make sure that you're otherwise healthy, and then, like I said, set you a small goal. So like I said, we talked about that, walking 30 minutes 5 days a week. Well, if you're not used to that, that may be too much. So like I said, you may want to walk 5 minutes or 10 minutes 5 days a week, and then, like I said, the next week go from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and then from 10 minutes to 15. So you want to make something that is achievable, because that's extremely important. Starting small and building up allows you to celebrate small successes, and also keep you from being discouraged. Okay. And then you want something relevant. Make sure it matters to you. So, like I said, one person may want some weight loss, another person may want to get stronger. Maybe you have a goal of, maybe your grandparent, and you want to be able to lift your 2-year-old grandchild up to put a star on top of the Christmas tree. So, make sure that these are things that matter to you. Maybe your goal is to keep up with the grandkids. So, you want to make sure that that happens, and if that's the case, it can kind of help you with your goal setting. And then time bound. You want to set a deadline. So if it's weight loss, so say that say you're 50 pounds overweight. Oh my God, 50 pounds overweight. Well, you don't try to get to 50 pounds, try to get 5 pounds. So say you want to lose 5 pounds over 5 weeks. That's a pound a week. And like I said, that's something that's achievable. Yeah, yet again, we go back to the walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Okay, well, I can't walk 5 minutes. I can't walk 30 minutes 5 days a week. But I can walk 5 minutes 5 days a week. So you do that, and you want to work your way up to the 30 minutes, and that may be increasing by 5 minutes um, every week. So, like I said, this week is 5 minutes, 5 days a week. Next week is 10 minutes, 5 days a week, and then you just use that math to calculate out how long you want it on it there. But you're going to want to set a deadline, and this allows you to set what we call a SMART goal: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So this is kind of one guideline for setting your goal. The other thing that's really important, and that is, you want to write it down. So you want to put your goals on paper, or if you got one of these smartphones, there's actually a note section in your phone where you can write that stuff. You can type it in there. You can either type it in there. Actually, if you got like the iPhones and stuff of that nature, you can put put your finger there. You could press the microphone and you could tell it, say, hey, I want to walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and I want to do this for 10 weeks. And you can, and this is, December 11th, 2024, or whatever that date is. That way, you write it down, you have it in a place where you can go back to it and you can realize your goals. Okay. The other thing is this, and next you want to make sure you share your goals. This keeps you accountable. Okay. So when you share, now you keep it to yourself, like, hey, if you skip a couple of days, yeah, you can talk to yourself a little bit and you can make this thing, you can make excuses for yourself. But when you talk to a friend, when you talk to a family member, when you talk to a church group, and everybody is on the same page and you've shared that, now you're accountable to yourself. Okay. Now you're accountable to more than yourself. You're accountable to your friend, family member, and church group. Not only is it accountable, but they also can keep, they can say, hey, okay, did you walk today? No, no, no. Well, like I said, if you don't get it in today, you're not gonna get this 5 days a week, the 5 days of walking a week. As a matter of fact, let's go, I'll walk with you. And so this is something that you can do. This is one of the advantages of sharing your goals. Okay. Then you want to plan for obstacles. Okay, what might get in your way, and you want to plan for that before you start working on the goal. So maybe you're part of the choir and you have multiple meetings in a week, and that might interfere. So you got to plan for, okay, so well, if my choir meetings are in the afternoon, maybe I have to get my walk in the morning. And so you want to plan for possible obstacles before they happen. And that way, when you meet those obstacles, you can kind of work your way around it. Next, you want to celebrate small wins. So every step forward deserves recognition. So you want to, like I said, yet again, we go back to that walking exercise. Okay, so I started at 5, and now next week I made it to 10, and I made it through my 5 days that week. Applaud yourself. Applaud yourself because that is a win. Okay. You've gone from 5 minutes up to 10 minutes. You made that win. So celebrate that small win. Do not feel that, because your best friend is walking 50 minutes, that yours is small. You going from 5 to 10 is huge for you. And from a health standpoint, going from sedentary to starting to move is where you gain the most benefit from a mortality and a health standpoint. So don't feel that making small wins is insignificant. It is actually hugely significant. Okay. So we've talked about the importance of health goals, gave an example of effective goal setting strategies. Now we want to talk about discipline over motivation. Okay. And the reason we want to talk about this is, a lot of us seek motivations. We like motivation. We always want somebody to motivate us to do something. We want to listen to the preacher and stuff of this nature for our motivation. We got to remember something. Motivation is like a spark. It gets you going. But discipline is that steady flame that keeps you going. Okay. That's what you need in order to achieve these goals. Because there are gonna be days you're not gonna want to walk. You're not gonna want to, you're gonna want to eat something that you ain't supposed to eat. So and what keeps you going is the discipline, learning that discipline. Okay. So motivation, like, hey, you're listening to Dr. Brown, you listen to something on the church, you got the motivation. We went out and bought a new shoes, you got a nice outfit or whatever, and now I'm ready for my 30-minute walk. It's drizzling a little bit today. I think I'll just wait till tomorrow because the motivation is waning. Okay. But discipline will say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get a raincoat, I'm gonna get an umbrella, and I'm gonna get this 30-minute walk in. Okay. And that's the difference between discipline versus motivation. And Proverbs, yet again with Christians. So Proverbs 12:1, as I tell you, this book that we supposed to read, it has a lot of wisdom in it. It said, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. So let's make sure we love the discipline that leads us to better health. Okay. So understand the difference between discipline and motivation, and that will help you quite a bit. Okay. Um, Next I'm trying to just kind of brainstorming about, because you may be saying, okay, well, what health goals can we set? So three specific health goals that would benefit, the kind of the African American community as a whole, Christian community specifically here. And so that the three of them that would probably be great. One would be a daily walking program while walking. Walking is a low impact, inexpensive activity that has a lot of health benefits. When done, with depending on how it's set up, you can have social benefits from it. It helps with heart health, managing weight. It's easy on the joints. It's also very easy to increase. So you can start with 5 minutes, 4 minutes, out 1 minute, walk to the mailbox and back, and then gradually increase. And so and it can also be done as a family. You can bring the whole family go for a walk. There are a lot of different places you can walk. If you're not in a place that has sidewalks, you can go. There's usually a mall or a school or something where you can get that walking done. So daily walking programs are one specific area you can do health goals. Next is healthy soul food makeovers. We actually talked about this last week a little bit, and so looking at the food that we eat and trying to make food that is culturally relevant, so it's still soul food, but making changes that can help from a health standpoint. So we talked about this last week. So like one was the collard greens, instead of putting all the smoked meat and stuff of the nature in there, try a recipe where you try a meatless collard green and just see what it tastes like. Experiment a little bit, try different spices. And so this is another goal that is achievable, is culturally relevant, and it can have a lot of health benefits. And another one that can benefit us all, regular health screening. So we could set a goal. You could set a goal on January 1 to make sure that you schedule your annual visit with your clinician, with your physician, and make sure that you're getting all of the health screenings that you need, and make sure that everybody, like you, your family, your social group, your church, make sure that you're getting this done. You may want to write down like a list of needed screenings. You can talk to, either your doc, health department. Like I said, you reach out to us, and like I said, we can get a list of those screenings that are needed, and make sure you get those scheduled and make sure you get those done. So those are three goals that you could easily work on. They're easily achievable. They have high return on your time investment, and they can increase the health of not only you but also a community. Okay, so so that's another thing. Now, the other thing we want to talk about is celebrating achievements. We talked about this before. Make sure that you celebrate your achievements, and it could be, like I said, whether it's just an applause. Like I said, if there's something that you kind of, maybe it's a want more than a need, you can say, hey, there's a gospel CD. I don't even know if they do CDs anymore. But like I said, maybe there's something that you want, that you say, hey, if I reach this goal, I will go and get this item. So say it's the walking thing, and you say, hey, if I walk for 4 weeks, I'm going to go get myself a new pair of shoes, a more comfortable pair of shoes. That might be how you celebrate your achievement. And then the other thing is, we want to remember, faith and health goals. So one thing about being Christian is that a lot of the things that make us healthy can be combined with our faith. So faith is a powerful ally in our health journey. Like I said, Corinthians 6:19-20 reminds us that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. By taking care of our health, we're honoring God. We're literally honoring God by taking care of our health. So we can do things. We got prayer. Okay, so you pray about your health goals. Pray about what health goals you need to seek. You may, and like I said, depending on how out of shape you may want to pray during some of your while you're walking. Like I said, look, talk with the Lord. These are things that we can do with our faith. We can combine our faith and health goals to not only help us to set the goals that we need, but also to achieve them. Because because as the health goal gets tougher, or as it goes on with time, you may find yourself losing yet again that motivation, and that's where discipline comes in. And discipline and faith are pretty much the same thing. they're very similar. So like I said, that's a way that we can work as well. So like I said, make sure you're doing the faith. And the other thing is this, like I said, if you're part of a faith community, there are other people inside that church that are going through the same issues. And so one of the things you can remember is that you can also use the church community to help you to set the goals and to achieve these goals, because this is, what we're providing right now is knowledge. And this is a way to, what we say, feed, if you love me, feed my sheep. So this is a way to kind of feed the Lord's sheep knowledge about how to be healthier. So this is one thing to do. Okay. So this is kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So just, the importance of health goals, how to set up health goals, and, how to use our faith in order to help us to achieve the many goals to help us live a better life here on earth. Okay. So as always, Brother Brown, I always like to see if you have any questions or concerns, and we'll kind of go from there.
No, Doc, I don't have anything. I don't want to lie about that New Year's resolution, but I'm back in the gym now.
Excellent. The gym is huge. The gym is huge.
3 days a week.
Okay. The gym is huge. The gym is huge.
Me out.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, because the gym is a great place. I mean, like I said, you go there, you can do your exercising, you do being social, because I mean, I keep talking about, what we eat and working out, but being social is also extraordinarily important. Matter of fact, I might make that one of the sessions we talk about in the future. Being social is actually important as well. And yet again, social is important not only for our health, but also for our faith. We're called to come together. So I'm glad to hear that you're going to the gym, and hopefully that continues to work well for you, and you inspire some other folks. Okay.
Okay, Doc. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. You're welcome. Good chatting with you, and we'll talk to you next week. You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.